Hey, welcome. Mental Brower here. I'm going to talk a little bit about Tuesday Doubles bowling league. Now, Tuesday Doubles does not happen in the night, but I'm going to explain how one of the concepts actually works. So, if you're a part of the Tuesday Doubles league, what you actually get is an opportunity to bowl 3 games. I bowl 3 games up there. Now, in that, it's a doubles league. So it gets bowled with other teams of 2. And it's a late night league, about 9 p.m., but you get in, you get out quickly. But there's a few things that we do that are a little bit different than typical leagues. The first are position rounds. So the way the position rounds work is that every 5 weeks, there is a contest. Now, you don't have to wait till the end of the season for prize funds. You can actually get that during the position round. And what you actually do is you compete with everyone else based on games around the sport of bowling. So in other words, not your standard bowling score, but something with a little bit of a variation. So one game that actually I like calling, I guess, mine, since I was actually able to own it for some time, was the Mexican Train. Now, the way the Mexican Train is played is the number of consecutive strikes you actually have in a 3-game series. And this 3-game series I actually have right now, I actually hit my record. This is actually on a sports shop now, it's a little bit different. But I was able to hit 17 strikes in a row, and that's over a 3-game series. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to pack that in a single game to get my second 300, but I feel like I'm getting close. But that's one of the games that's actually played, and for that, you actually get a prize. So imagine competing with everyone within your league to see the number of consecutive strikes you can actually get. And I was fortunate enough to actually be able to win that contest the first time around. So this, I guess I give myself a nickname, that's the Mexican Train route. You actually might see that coming up on the contest we actually have that's in addition to what we normally do. And what that contest is called the bowl-off. So after you bowl your 3 games on a typical Tuesday night doubles league night, you get a chance to bowl 1 additional game. This is an unsanctioned event, but we call it the bowl-off. And everyone who wants to compete, it's a $3 registration fee for the beginning of the season. And then you get 1 shot, and each shot you get is a $2 event fee, but you only get 1 shot a night. So, depending on how well you did or how bad you did, doesn't really matter, you get 1 more shot at the end of the night to compete for the prize fund. Now, the prize fund for that event, it comes out of the $2 event fee every time you actually participate. $1 of that goes into a pot for that night. So if you had 10 bowlers bowling with you, there's a chance to win $10 for that night just to bowl 1 additional game. But in addition to that, we have a step ladder tournament at the very end. And in that step ladder, you get all the folks that actually did the best during the season, and they actually get to compete with each other. Now, something that's a little bit different with that is we actually have a qualifier round. That qualifier round, what you actually do is you essentially get to place or get to compete with whoever was in the next spot with you. So there's a total of 5 spots in the actual step ladder, and there might be 10 contestants within it. So throughout the season, you have the first 13 weeks to actually compete within this event before the qualifier, but every night there's a winner. And if you're that one winner and you have the most wins during the first part of the season, during those first 13 weeks, you actually get the #1 spot, guaranteed, automatic. So there's a lot of folks battling for that. But in addition to it, you have spots 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, we're ironing out the details as far as how those slots will work. But that qualifier round, you're going to get a chance to compete for that position. So you definitely want to be on the upper rung of the leaderboard. And the leaderboard, the way that works, it is based on a handicap high game based on that event. So your handicap's actually used for that game, for that final game at the end of the night. Again, it's not sanctioned, but the beautiful thing is, since you go in the Tuesday Doubles League, you get 2 free games a week. Most folks don't use that, so this is actually an excellent opportunity to build that additional game at the end of the night. It shouldn't cost you anything if you're not using your free games. Bring $2 in to actually pay for that event fee. You can win that night, and you can also compete later down the road within that step ladder. But there will be more details to come. So if you enjoy the sport of bowling, if you like to compete, and maybe you're not the best bowler, but you're looking to get better, perfect league for you. Handicap league, sanctioned league. We had one gentleman, Chris Wilson, bowl 300 on his very first night, as soon as we actually had the lead in the sanction. So that's what you have a chance to do. So I just had to finish up. I wanted to wrap up, but I wanted to give you a quick word of how it actually works. I'm also going to incorporate a video as far as what's going to talk about all the rules and how everything actually works. I wanted to give you, I guess, a little bit of a tune-in. The other nice thing, we actually are starting to use Lane Talk, which is a really cool app. If you're at any of the bowl, Laro lanes, allows you to see exactly what your scores are, post them, and share them. So I definitely got to share my new Mexican train record over here. But again, just tuning in, just to give you a sneak peek as far as what we're doing. You have a few days left if you still want to do it. We're at capacity right now, but you can be a sub and continue on with us next season. So, this is Edsel. Catch you later. Again, Edsel, the Mexican train brow. Signing out.